It's a festival, and we have, of course, Stoneboy amongst others grazing the occasion. Definitely the place to be is Samarboy. 10 plus hours to make that journey to the upper end of the Western region. However, having said that, a lot of people have already made it, and the echelon of the Ghana Football Association are there in their numbers. The coronation will certainly be brought to you live. Those are live pictures coming in as fans want to get into the stadium. I don't know how the whole town will get in. Security has been beefed up, and once it's full, the rest would have to find their way around the various, giant screens that have been erected. I mean, the man in charge and his team, you have to say they have done an awesome job. This picture you're seeing, or these pictures you're seeing, is basically what football is about. Creating and sharing, making sure that the people believe it is for them. It is not for some people sitting somewhere in offices or boardrooms or calculating. These women on the screen, these mothers, our aunties, our sisters, firmly believe that Samartex is for them, that the game is for them, and that's what football is all about. Everything else, if you don't get these women involved, if you don't get the schools, the kids, everybody involved, it isn't our game anymore. I'm in really good company this afternoon, and I'll introduce them when we come back on screen, but we'll keep enjoying these shots as we're having from Samarboy, and let's quickly do the introductions as the shots have now ceased. But these are the fixtures coming in today. Obviously, all the matches will be played simultaneously for the avoidance of any question marks. We've already had enough of that. We don't want to go back and talk about the controversial games we've witnessed in the last 5 or so weeks leading up to the final. Let's deal with today and the finale itself. Dreams Adriana FC will be played in the Great Olympics at the Accra Sports Stadium. Legon City's welcome Bibiani Gold Stars. Karela in the Western region as well. Interesting, isn't that? Because Karela were in the Western region. They've moved and they're back in the Western region where they could stay or be relegated by another team from the Western region who were the former champions. I mean, you just couldn't have written a script any better. Nswatroman are in the FA Cup final. They face Nations. They all came into the new division, but Nations obviously know that they came close. Somewhere along the line, they gave up the spirit. Nswatroman will use this to pep up their fans ahead of the FA Cup final against Tanobo Fokwa, who already are relegated. As I said, Samartex will entertain Accra Lions, who themselves are looking to spoil the party. Kotoko hosts Bofokwa Tano. That's a dead rubber. Tano are relegated. Bechem versus Hearts of Oak. The Phobians know that anything else than a win will see them in big trouble. And they vowed that they will go and get the 3-point. And of course, Bechem Chelsea take on Heart of Lions, who themselves have vowed to travel and win. So all the teams facing relegation have said they will win. The question is, what's going to happen over the 90 minutes? Coach Osman Seidu is here. He is the coach of the club and also the vice chairman of FC Athletic.
Yes, the coach of Accra Athletics.
Accra Athletic, yes, that's right. And it's great to have you. And how's our father doing as well?
He's doing well. Today is Eid Day. I mean, there's a lot of festives and visitors around. It's okay. He's okay.
Right. He's also from the office of the chief imam. He's a son of the chief imam. Or should I say grandson? Yeah. Nana Edu is also here. And so too Francis Agboibo, a.k.a. Blackgate. It's the final day, guys. Finally, we're here. We will leave the controversies away because I'm sure there's going to be a lot to talk about today. Yeah, sure. So let's leave what happened, the disgraceful match that happened. I'm getting messages that we should explain it, but I think we should focus on today. Yeah. Let's talk about it after the game.
Yeah, definitely we should talk about the game because we have loads of stuff to talk about. But today is about summarizing up the entire league season. 34 matches, what transpired over the course of the season. And you look at the goal king race here, Stephen Amankona with 17 goals on top of the division. The most leader striker as at week 33. Now is week 34. We have Ejenim Boateng, who scored, I think, 4 or 5 goals in the game against RTU. Barring any ruling from the FA, I think those goals, when they stand, he's on 14 goals, 3 behind Amankona. Stephen Desi Mukwala, 14 goals for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Hamza Issa, the chap for Hatsafuk, top scorer for the club, 13 goals. Ivan Zose Usu, 11 goals for FC Samartex in the division this season, basically helping them to the league title. Boateng Efriye for Nations FC with 11 goals, and Ebenezer Aban, centre back, club captain, Pandu Heart of Lions, 11 goals. That is by no means fluke, y'all. for a centre-back, a defender to pop up with 11 goals in the season speaks volume, because you look at strikers in the division that are struggling to even get 5 to 6 goals. So for a centre-back to be able to pop up with such a number of goals is highly remarkable, and I think he has played a fantastic season for Heart of Lions this season.
Yeah, he came from the back because he wasn't really there, and then second round he was popping up, and now he's opened up a gap, you know, with the goals. He got more goals getting towards the end of the season. I mean, Nana, definitely. Yeah, Coach, I'll come to you in a second. Nana, definitely. I mean, look, it's that is where Bechem Chelsea can also get something from the season. Other teams will not get anything at all, but staying in the Ghana Premier League for them is what should I say, is reward, because now they can compete again next season.
And looking at how they started this particular season, you know, surviving is the most important thing for Bechem Chelsea. After letting some key players out during the transfer window, Carlo Ouattara moved to Asante Kotoko, and of course one of their, you know, dependable defender, Henry Ansu, also moved to Asante Kotoko. So you can see before the start of the season, key players left Bechem Chelsea. For them to survive this particular season is a great point for them. They lost their coach in Christopher Edim before the end of the first round. Samuel Bodu took over, and it looks like surviving the Premier League is the biggest achievement for Bechem Chelsea. And I think Amankona today will score and add more to his goal tally.
Yeah, they were struggling, Coach, at a point, Bechem Chelsea. But they're in the top 4 as it stands now. Obviously, just 1 point ahead of at least. In fact, even Inswatraman, you know, could catch up with them. A lot depends on what happens on the final day. There are battles everywhere. There's a pride issue. Kotoko know that with 3 points, they also could move up to 49, but they don't want Nations to finish above them. But as it stands, it's likely that would happen. So there are all these permutations. Bechem United have nothing to fight for but pride, and some are saying that Bechem would take this match as any other match. If they win, they win. Others are saying it's a foregone conclusion. Hearts of Oak are too big to go to Bechem and lose that game.
Absolutely, but it's important that I want to make this clear that Stephen Amankwana scored 7 penalties out of the goals he scored. So we should recognize that as such. I'm not saying that it's not a goal, but really it's not a real field playing
10 goal. Yeah, so 10 of those were scored in on the pitch as you were.
Absolutely. So for me, it's good, but there is another dimension that we really need to look at, and that has to do with red cards. So it's only 2 of the coaches that were shown red card till date, which to me is a great improvement, because and then our tactical and technical team are really showing a lot of discipline on the field. For me, it's something I want to take home, because I'm also a coach as well. So having 2 cards out of all the tournament, red cards, that's good for me.
That's quite interesting. The discipline side is very important. It's something that if, let's say, all the players get on the same tally, discipline will then come in.
Yeah, you know, like he said, if coaches throughout the entire season, only 2 red cards to the coaches, that tells you that in terms of discipline, the coach, what they preach to the players on the training pitch and during games, they themselves are good ambassadors of that. Because for you to have a disciplined team, you've got to be disciplined yourself. So I think the coaches, basically, they've done well this season, looking at the way they've comported themselves. On some few occasions, some of them refused to speak to the Star Times crew after matches, and those who did that, the culprits, were duly punished by the discipline committee of the Ghana Football Association. So I think in entirety, the coaches have comported themselves well, and they can get better. There is more room for improvement. Basically, what I want to say is, a coach is here. Look at the way he's dressed, sitting on our set today. He looks so solid here. On the training pitch, they should know that they are this thing. That is their office.
He's not just a coach or a businessman.
Yes, I'm saying that is.
Or your grandson
they should know that. They should know that that is their office. And whenever they step into the stadium on match days,
we're talking about branding.
Branding. They should dress properly. You shouldn't be wearing Tommy Hilfiger cap and be wearing Puma branded this thing shirt and something else. Dress well. Look at the foreign coaches. If it is suit, it is suit. If it is a club apparel, top and down, it's top and down. They should brand themselves properly and comport them. They are getting better.
If you were a corporate sponsor, would you give an award for the best dressed coach? Who would you give it to?
This season, definitely, I'll give it to Prosper Nati Ogum. He has always almost dressed good in front of the cameras. He's one of the best.
Does it matter at the end of the day when the fans want results?
Yeah, it matters, but it's how you carry yourself. It's the branding. So let's in the past, Siki Akono, when he was with 11 Wise together with Dr. Lamptey, when they come out doing matches, it's a thing of a beauty, and the rest of the coaches need to replicate that and look at their grooming and their composure and their appearance in front of their fans and the cameras, because this is what we have and this is what we are selling now. It will go a long way to add something extra to the brand as a Ghana Premier League.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Obviously, we're on Max TV as well as Star Times channel 247. Accra Zavok's game against Bechem United will be on Max TV. We'll give you that, no doubt about it. Don't worry about that. There you go. Confirmation of the games that are being played. Bechem and Hearts of Oak coming up at 3 p.m. Great Olympics versus Real Tamale United at the Accra Sports Stadium. Mutala Yakubu is there. We'll be bringing us updates and Go Rush, all the incidents that happened there. As I said, if we want to talk about Real Tamale United, that would take up the whole time. We'll delve into it. I'm sure we'll get time after the hurly burly's done and the battle's lost and won. The big one is Citrus Sports Arena. That is symbolic, it's historic, and it's got so many dimensions to it. The men and women in charge there, they've done something which is unbelievable in terms of having, Samaraboi has now turned into a hub. Everybody is there today, not just the Ghanaian football family, but from other parts of Africa and the world, because the story is being written. It's quite a remarkable story. The Timber Giants. Coach, did you foresee this happening at the start of the season?
Yes, I did. I mean, I watched their few games at the start
before
of
the season started. You were?
No, I mean at the start of the season. I watched some of their games and I was really impressed. I mean, they were playing as a team who really want to win something. I mean, their enthusiasm, their determination, the way they're persevering, their mindset towards the game. All the games that I watched was very positive, and to me, I'm not surprised they won this league. And yeah, this is one thing we should be looking out for in the next 5-6 years. We should be expecting surprise winning like this. I would not be surprised if Accra Lions wins the next league. I'll not be surprised if a team like All Nations wins the next league. And the question keeps coming every day. What is happening to Accra Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko? Is that the end of the era? What are they doing right? And when are they going to start doing the right thing for them to also start winning the trophy? I can't remember the last time Accra Hearts of Oak or Asante Kotoko really won this league. And the trend is going to continue if they do not fix their house.
Yeah, and Coach, not to cut you, there's something that's happening, obviously. And what's happening is that nobody is going to wait for you to put your house in order. I'm talking about Accra Hearts of Oak, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Great Olympics. These are clubs that have been there, since, as we would say. It is some more ready. We want to move ahead. And we saw it a season or two ago with Dreams and their branding. They've gone to Africa. They've done relatively well. We've seen it with Legon Cities, but they were not matching the branding with the results. We saw it. Yes, we've seen it with so-called lesser clubs. Accra Lions, another one. Ibrahim Tanko and the rest are doing a great job. Lothar Matthäus is involved. Now, we're seeing it with Samartex. So, if you look at how the pattern is, next time, it could be another club who also does his homework.
Yeah, definitely. You look at FC Samartex last season, that was their maiden season in the league. It was basically about maintaining your status in the league. They managed to get some experienced players. They had James Sewanu on loan at that time from Hearts of Oak. They signed Emmanuel Kayeke, former Accra Hearts of Oak. That's him, the club captain, permanently to the side. They managed to stabilize and then stayed in the league. That's Coach Amadou. Then this season, they saw their strengths and weaknesses of the team. They signed Richmond Dako, they signed Baba Hamadou Musa, and these guys basically stepped out there, augment the strength of the already existing players, signed James Sewanu permanently, and then they tackled the league. The manner in which they tackled the league, we all saw it coming, and it was always written on the wall that Samartex were going to win. You look at this side, you look at Accra Lions, it's basically grooming and selling, and they are currently having a project in Danfa. When you are going to the mountains, some people don't know that they are building their own mini stadium, and very soon they'll move into their permanent base. So you can tell they forecasted and they know how they are grooming. You look at Isaac Asari, the goalkeeper for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, currently went through this club. So basically, if you look at what they have brought to this league, they've added youthful exuberance. They've added, like, in terms of branding, they've taken it to the next level. So in terms of their approach, they know the brand of football that they want to play, and nothing would deflate them from doing that. So when you have a team, you have all the infrastructure, like how to play. You need to have a game plan. And look at this. That's the players. And the apparel. Look at the branding yet again. You are here on
very young players, coach.
Young players. Everything is spot on. Baba, Piga, and Co. These are young players that are raring to go. They will stand for the best out of them. And coach knows that when you work with young, genuine talents that are ready to play into the vision and the focus of the club, it makes the job easier for you to execute whatever you put on paper.
I have worked with Accra Lions as their scouts, and I can tell you with all confidence that they are one of the best set-up team in Ghana now currently. Why am I saying that? Evidence. At the end of last season, they were able to sell about 8 to 9 players, which is unprecedented over the years. Beside that, they also have some feeder teams. I was coaching Kowanaso as their technical director. Amponsa of Accra Lions currently is from Kowanaso. Shaukan, their deputy captain, is from Kowanaso. I can mention about 5 players who are always regular in their team.
There you go. There's a lot to talk about it. Accra Lions, the project is ongoing, and today they've said they're just going to go and play the game and get 3 points. They're not really there to spoil the party, but if they win, too bad for Samartex. So we'll go back to Samarboy in a bit, in just a second. Okay, they're ready. The coaches are ready there. So let's hear from them before kickoff. So Accra Lions, you need to, I think, if you weigh the results and the teams they've encountered in the second round, you have to say Accra Lions perhaps the team of the second round. I'm sure you have a different view, but we're looking at the opponents they've played home and away, the way they've conducted themselves, and the points they've amassed. Potentially 3 points here could also take them up to second. They have certainly been one of the teams. Nothing much to take from the coaches, Blackgates and Nanaidu. It's a ceremonial match in a way. They didn't talk about tactics. It's all about the mindset. Samartex are clear favorites. Let's win and let's party. This is what they have to do. Simple.
Amadou knows Accra Lions team, so they're the team that will test the strength of the Samartex team before going to Africa. When you look at the Samartex team, when the likes of Afo and of course Kayeke, Seydou Dauda are not clicking, they struggle in some of their games that they play, especially in their away games. So I'm sure a team like Accra Lions could bring their weakness out for them to strengthen before they move to Africa. So it will be a good game for Samartex in their game against Accra Lions.
Yeah, Coach Blackgates, Coach mentioned that just last season, Accra Lions did very good business on acquired quality players going all over the world to continue their careers, some of them to prepare for the next level, others already starting, I was in Barcelona when one of their players, came through for trials there. So they've really got a fantastic base. These are the kind of matches that they would want to also make an announcement and a statement, because they have a lot of stakeholders watching.
Yeah. For a team, I think this is their third season in the Ghana Premier League. For them to come through the Zone 3A, qualified, they stabilized their position in the league. Last season, they played some brilliant stuff. Even before the last day, they were safe. They secured their status in this season. And this season, before the
last season was tricky.
It was tricky because they were safe actually before the last day of the season, where they went to. I think they played the BNE Gold Stars away from home. And this season, today, they have the right to play and finish at second position. And the fact that they are finishing above the 2 biggest and most successful clubs in the country gives them some sort of pride in whatever they do, ahead of Accra Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. That should tell you that a young club of such stature are focused on the job at hand. And for the coach, he said it's not a dead rubber for them. They have something to fight for, and that's for them to finish at the second position on the league table. And if you look through their team lineup this afternoon, they still have that youthful exuberance in there. You have Daniel Afo, Shaukan Hunayf Mohammed, remember Adumaku Boateng, Ali Mohammed Yaya, Daniel Kwame Awuni, Musa Hamzata, Sadat Seydou, Ronald Kessier, Isa Ibrahim, and Dominic Amponsa. So look at Dominic Isobela not in this team as well, because he has been one of their mainstay, and I think he's leaving the club at the end of the season. So if you look at this team, Their strength lies in what they believe in. That is teamwork, collectivity. They play to the strength. They build from the base into central midfield, expand onto the wings, play it quicker into the attacking channel for the strikers to finish off. So basically with them, they are not a team that loves to play with one football where they play typically 4-3-3 or 4-4-2 with variations on 4-5-1 sometimes. So when you play them, you know that you are being confronted with a typical free-flowing attacking football team, and they have the energy to bang down over the course of 90 minutes. So any team confronting them knows that they've got to wear their socks out to be able to get something meaningful out of games when you play against them.
Yeah, you look at the shots, and in the background you see that the stadium is a timber. It is definitely a timber stadium. It's spiritually a timber ground where the town spirit is embedded, and they know exactly what they're doing. This man has used the business to make sure that he's bringing value to the whole community, to the whole town, and to the region. Obviously, some of these players will be making it out of Ghana, to other parts of Africa and the world in time to come. In years to come, they'll remember this as probably one of their greatest achievements so far. And now, the next level, prepare to represent Ghana in Africa. It doesn't stop.
Absolutely, and I would like to go back again to the players that he mentioned. So Issa Ibrahim is a player they picked from the coast team. David, the player that was at Barcelona, is a player they picked from a second division team, not Premiership, not local first division. So for me, it's about the approach and exactly what your philosophy is and what you want to do with the players. These are players that don't have any names, but they are making names.
Yeah, I mean, Nana, it's look at the atmosphere, the background. Obviously, Josiah has given us an update on that. We've seen a lot of fantastic stuff coming through.
2023, 2024. And all the players, their pictures and stuff. Look at their game against Indiana, the game that, you know, Kayeke scored beauty. Almost the best goal so far in the Ghana Premier League. You can see that celebration there and their home matches. So Samartex Football Club has done a great job making sure things will work for them this particular season. And I think they've done well right from the start of this particular season. The players that came in the summer, senior players and the young players, they work around those players and it's working for them. So I'm happy for them getting this far in the Premier League.
Yep. The shots there coming through. Accra Lions, as you can see, sometimes you watch and you wonder if this is an under-17 team playing in the Ghana Premier League. That is their philosophy. Few doubted it would work because they were saying that, look, Wafa tried it and they failed woefully, but it's a system they've decided to stick to, and clearly it is working. They're yet to win the Ghana Premier League, but if you look at the quality of players they're molding and taking out, and if you look at the personalities like Lothar Matthäus, who had to do his background check, make sure that he's investing in something worthwhile. They've done a great job.
Yeah, they've done a brilliant job over the course of 3 seasons in the league. It's not easy. The model they are trying to replicate, it's from Wafa, and they're trying to replicate same. You see, one thing about this model is basically you look at the teams, they are not really willing to win the league. They want to stay in the league and produce their players. And for the European market or the Gulf market, that's what they've been doing. You look at them in the last 3 seasons. If they really want to keep the best players of their club around, this team would have been primed to win the league next season because they produced brilliant players across the last 3 years. But it's all about producing the players and selling them out there. Then you have to recruit and start all over again. So it's the succession plan that they got on point. But one thing about the team is they have their template, they have their game model, and they have their management style. As a player, the moment they recruit you and you walk through the door, you know the vision and the direction of the club. You've got to play into that vision and direction to be able to stay with the club for some time. And you know very well that where you are in good hands. You play well, they find you a team, they take you out of the country. So the model is a thing of a beauty. But as to how they will be able, after all this, when they move into their permanent apartment or their permanent home, which they are currently building, if they will be able to change their model and say, okay, we want to have a crack at the Ghana Premier League and think about winning at least once in our history, that's another thing altogether. But yeah, if you look at the pictures out there today in Central is buzzing, and the core of the town will feel the kind of vibration that they never felt before in their entire history.
I understand 2 big artists will be in
no doubt about it. The biggest in Ghana, Stoneboy, and
the winning artist of the year will also be there. So fantastic. Big party after the game against Accra Lions.
No doubt. It's a long journey, and that's one thing that, but you see, football is about experiences. It's about sharing all of this, the food there, the hospitality, taking that trip over there, and everything else that you can enjoy when you travel to enjoy a Ghana Premier League match. We need to find out. Josiah is there and he's given us some fantastic reports. Hopefully we'll go back before kickoff time still. But let's move. We'll come back to okay, let's go back to Samurai Boy. I mean, that's where we should really be throughout, but because of Great Olympic situation, Hearts of Oak and all the rest, and find out why they're buzzing. Right, that's wonderful to see, and yeah, you get your T-shirts and you get your match tickets, and that's Josiah trying to organize himself, and he's in orange just to make sure he's neutral. There you go. Should we listen in, or should we move to? Let's listen to for a bit.
Hey, your former Samurai Boy. Debbie Abobia, Yashenu, Eba Franco, Nana Yaje, first panel, Matchday, Bronya, Nana Dia, Century, Papa Century, Manager, Papa B, Abba Samurai Boy, Nay, so, and the Kappa, and your former Yaji say, Yasta by Pa, Yaquan, yes, I know Yaquan, Bono, Saturday, Ablano, Yet I was them, Yasta buying, Abanado, Yasta. I do for myself. Boy, I never now like an young one has any ablapa. Takota Padia, Yanyan, who is an anado. African Cup. Wamaya, dear Papa. And what do you know, Mr. Century? One more chita for Papa. And it's in a Masania Mayabaso. Personal, through Suko from Yamishomo Papa, yet the Omasi Papa, Omasama by Yan, Ekasama by Yakam. Now, so players random. Yamishomo Bebre, Omaya, dear Papa, yet the Omasi, we are bread, we are bread, young daddy, we are bread, young daddy, we are bread, young daddy.
All right, so the men are there. That's not the trophy, but that's their own replica to start, having the fun that we had from the mamas. It's Father's Day, so yeah, guys, you're all fathers here. And Anedu, I'm not sure, but future fathers are not excluded. Yes, we hope you'll be a great father, and Coach and Blackgate, all of you guys. We'll check on Hearts of Oak in a bit, but let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll check on Accra Hearts of Oak, find out how they're doing. And Great Olympics, Mutala Yakubu is at the Accra Sports Stadium. We'll be back in just a quickie. Say yeah. Two jollof, two. What's that? Two jollof, two fried rice. What's that? Make you sit up and talk. They change.
Hello.
All right, so let's catch up with the Phobians. Krahadzavuk, they are in Bechem, and they need 3 points to be sure of survival. But it's not straightforward as it appears. They still have to go out there and do the job, and that's their dressing room. And I'm wondering though if there'll be any significant changes. Nanedu.
It's a big game for them, but I think once House of Folk needs the win to be in the Premier League next season, House of Folk has the upper hand to get the maximum 3 points. It's a big game. When you look at their past history between Bechem and House of Folk, it's not been that good for House of Folk in Bechem. Sometimes Bechem find themselves to get the maximum 3 points, sometimes House of Folk. Most of them has ended in a draw. So it's a big game for them, but I think House of Folk will carry the point. The maximum 3 points will be for them.
Blagge, this is not the first time the Phobians are finding themselves in a precarious situation, but they've had to wait to the last game of the season. This is not like Hearts of Oak.
This is not like Hearts of Oak, and they'll pick a clue from this when they're able to finally come out of this at the end of the day, which I believe they'll be able to do. They'll pick a clue from this and they'll know how to go about this is their last 5 matches, and you look at it. They beat Bechem Chelsea 3-0, lost to another Cross Posse on 1-0. Lost to Kotoko 2-0, came back, beat Nations FC and drew last weekend against Accra Great Olympics in a game that both teams were so determined and fired up to win. But they managed to cancel each other out at the end of the day with a stalemate.
Okay, so let's find out what the coaches have to tell us, starting with Bichem's technical head. Let's see what he's saying ahead of kickoff.
Afternoon. Final day of the season. How would you describe your season generally?
Well, not bad. If you look at when we started from day one up to this time, I think we wanted to be at the top four, but we have come to ourselves at this situation, so we will manage it.
How do you want to end the season?
Well, on a good note. We want to beat House of Folk and then be in a better position.
I've gone through your list of home games played this season. Out of the 16 games, you've dropped points. I mean, you've lost 2 games here, just 2 games, and drawn 4 times. You think House of Folk can cause a surprise at your home grounds?
Well, Bechem is a very strong side at home. Well, due to the intensity game against Nations, some of our players are suspended. So there's 1 or 2 new players in there, so we're going to manage it. At least we will get the 3 points today.
I was about to go to your team for today.
Yes.
I've seen you've made a couple of changes from the team that drew against Nations.
Yeah.
There's no Kufuor, there's no Dari, there's no Clinton, there's no Seth Osekojo, there's no Abebio, there's no Ano. Why do you make these wholesale changes in a crucial game like this?
Clinton is in travel. Clinton has travel, and Ano is injured, and Abebio and Kufuor are also suspended. So I know it will be very difficult, but we will manage it and win.
Hearts of Oak would need this point so badly between the two. Some say they are the ones that need the points more than Bechem United does. Is that how you see it as a coach of Bechem United?
Yes, we too, we need the points to come up a little. The Hearts of Oak, we know they have their destiny in their hands for this match. But we try to manage, at least we have a draw here. At least we have a draw.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Hello, coach. It's a make or break for your team. How do you see this game?
Yeah, a tough one. You know, and we know the tax ahead of this game, and we have prepared, and we are not going to leave our foot off the pedal. We are going all out, and this is the game that our players have to show the character. You need that character, and they have to also go with the never say die spirit. You know, this where they have to let everyone know that they are the right person to defend the House of Folk color. So let's see what happens.
It's a must-win game. You win and you stay in the Premier League. What have you guys been telling the players at training?
Yeah, like I said, you see in this match, like you said, we need this point badly, you know. So we are going all out, and I think our boys, they know exactly what this game is for us, and they know exactly why we are here today, and they know exactly what the supporters and all House of Folk family need from them this afternoon.
Do you also agree that between the two, you guys need the point more than Bechem does?
Of course, yes. That's why we have to defend so well. We have to defend and play when all the departments. You know, we have to be compact when we are defending, and we have to try as much as possible to win all the second balls, and we have to run better than Bechem. That's exactly what can help us to win the match today.
You've come up with another 4-4-2 diamond. Bechem United are very strong at home. They have lost just 2 games out of 16 here. You think you can break them at their home grounds with your formation and tactics today?
Yeah, per the history, Bechem, House of Folk and Bechem, I think always House of Folk used to beat them here. Even in the first half, we beat Bechem United. So why not? I think we can beat them. We can beat them as well.
Will House of Folk stay in the Ghana Premier League after this game?
Of course, yes. Why not?
All the best.
Okay, so we've heard from the two coaches, but I'm curious, guys. I want to know if it's okay for a coach to say at least a draw, or to say we're going to go and win. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about, Bechem's coach saying that they must get at least a draw. I'm a bit confused.
Yeah, it depends on the question that was thrown at him by Nana Dakwa. He asked him, what is he expecting from the game? Initially, he said he wants to win the game. He pressed him on, and he said the West, which is in his estimate the least, should be a draw. So I think his submission to me were right in place.
Coach,
I totally do not agree with him. But it depends on his approach to the match. So for instance, if your aim is to draw the game, then that's fine. But in a game where you need to win, you don't come saying that at least if I get a draw. I mean, you have to have that predetermined activity.
Mindset.
What would let you win the match? So for me, his approach towards the match, I'm not expecting to see anything good from Bechem today. And I'm saying this categorically.
As a coach.
And in the next 90 minutes, I will be vindicated.
Is it psychology or what? What's the problem? There's nothing to lose, but they're professional. They'll fight. The players will still fight and try and win. And they do.
House of Folk need a win much more than Bechem United.
Right.
And football, a psychological game. They know the situation at stake. At least a draw for Bechem will be a good result for them. It's House of Folk who needs a maximum 3 points. So they have to go all out. That is why the coach is saying, Otuminya draw in the game, that is good for him. Personally, I think a draw will be good for Sewaya, much more than House of Folk. And House of Folk, before the first 45 minutes, they will score a goal.
To calm themselves down.
Absolutely. And they have a strong lineup.
Yeah, if you look at the Hearts of Oak lineup, they have a very strong lineup. Make no mistake about it. Kwesin Ketia, Kofi Agbesima, David Opon-Afani, Yaman Kwabefi, Hamza Issa, Martin Kakari, Enoke Subontin is back into the starting 11. You have Isaac Frimpong, Rafael Amponsa, Kasim Sisi, and Dennis Nkrumah Kosa. So basically 4-3-3 with variations of 4-4-2 for Hamza Issa and Kasim Sisi to lead the attack. So it's continuity from the Nations FC into the Olympics game. So the casualty here, if you look at this team, is the Congolese. Linda Mtangi, who has been dropped from the team for Enoch Subontin. So basically, it's going to be tough for Hearts of Oak in an environment which they've always struggled to win. But the players know very well going into this game that they've got to win to avoid relegation. And it's right, the writings are right there on the wall. They've got to heed to the advice and play to the game patterns and manage. Anything apart from a win will be a disaster for the Phobians. And the players know that. You listen to the coach, he said the players know exactly what is at stake. And that's the reason why they are here, for them to prove to every single Phobian that they are the right people, they deserve the distance to defend the colours of the club.
So we'll keep you posted on Great Olympics. We understand RTU are not to be found yet, but we'll keep you posted on that. Bechem is on. And Samurai Boy is on. So those watching on Max TV would be enjoying the Bechem United versus Hearts of Oak, and then on Star Times as well. So we'll keep you posted on whatever is happening. So on the screen there, as you can see, Bechem United in the bright luminous orange and Hearts of Oak. And then here is Samurai Boy, the coronation game. Enjoy the match.
Other than winning this game, Bechem United are coming to this game from a 1-0 drawn game against Nations FC the other weekend in Abrankese. Kofi Agbasima, former captain of Bechem United, interestingly, is leading Hearts of Oak against his former team this afternoon, and he's also wearing the captain's armband for the Phobians this afternoon at a venue that he knows so much about, the Nana Fusuji Abua Park in Bechem. Bechem United in their lemon green jerseys, the Phobians in their dominant white with the rainbow colors. That is the Bechem United lineup. They made up